Welcome back, everyone. NicknLex here. Thank you so much for joining me today to this new episode of Music with Nick. I'm super excited. We got a new marathon by BMAC. BMAC is back full blast. So I'm super excited, and I love, the change of music, that's being implemented in the channel with him. And yeah, I'm really happy. We just reacted today, Alexia and I, to some to a Rush cover. Check it out. Solar Federation is the band, and we did, it's already on the channel. We did Natural Science. So if you're a Rush fan or a fan of progressive rock, and that's not too out there, check it out. But right now we're going to do some, I guess this is a little bit more out there for the usual, rock listener, what we're going to do right now. So again, thank you so much, BMAC, for sponsoring this marathon. Specifically, we're going to do some interesting stuff. We're going to do some Wishbone Ash. By the way, the last video got a lot of love, and so I'm super excited to do more. Wishbone Ash we're gonna do from the album Argus. This is from 1972. We're gonna do the song "The King Will Come." This is a progressive epic of 7 minutes. Then we're gonna do the band Elder, the song Illusory Motion. The Gold and Silver Sessions. This is from, let's see, it doesn't say the year for some reason, but this is also a progressive epic, almost 10 minutes. Then we're going to do a song from the band TAUK, not TAUK, 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 Melvin's Mind from the album Equalizer. This looks like it's newer, but I'll check. I always, when I see 2023, I rather look it up. And then for the last song, we're gonna do some Camel. We're gonna do Sasquatch. And this is from 1982. And then I might, if we're a little bit on the shorter side, I might add something, just to cover our tracks, some Warner Brothers. I just discovered that Warner has the Roadrunner Records label under them, and they have so much good stuff, from King Diamond to Kiss to my god, Coheed and Cambria, Gojira. So there's a lot of these are notable artists. It says here Higher Power, Annihilator. So a lot of metal that I like is under this record label. So that's kind of cool to know. Porcupine Tree are under Warner Brothers. So yeah, so I'm very happy just to figure this out just today, because I've been getting more and more into Warner Brothers. What do they actually own? They just bought the entire Yes catalog. So yay for Yes videos, because the thing about Warner Brothers is they actually appreciate these videos that we do, I mean, it's free advertising, I mean, they're making money, but there's other companies who just flat out block these videos. And that's a problem, All right. So without further ado, let's get into it. Enough of the introduction. Let's get into the music. I hope you enjoy. Let's start it off with Wishbone Ash, and we're gonna go further down the line. So all right, so I'm not even gonna pause. I'm just gonna go forward with The King Will Come. Here we go, and I hope you enjoy, everyone who's watching. Thank you so much for being here, for subscribing, for supporting the channel. Let's go. was like, oh, do you see how shiny my ring is? Yeah, hint, hint. Oh my god, I'm loving it. I love the control. I've been mostly listening to the guitar player. I love how controlled his technique is and how clean he is, because, and this is the early 70s. There was a lot of players during that time that were just like very, I don't know, very muddy, very, I don't know, there was a lot of, especially when it was like difficult stuff, it was just, yeah, it was played and it was recorded, but I love when something is like this, it's so clean and it's so well performed. The playing here is so good, it's tasty, and the technique is just like, you can hear that this guy's just practices all day. And that's what I like kind of miss sometimes with these big artists, and they since they're so famous and they're making so much money, they don't care. They I don't know. I don't know if they care, or if they don't care, or if it's not so important for them, or if it wasn't as important at the time. But I love guys like Aldi Meola. I like guys like John McLaughlin. I like, Alan Holdsworth, Pat Metheny. They were just like, I'm gonna sound as best as possible, And this is like, this is just a prime example of a guitar player that just sounds smooth and clean, and the technique is just top, And I love all these little ideas, these little, these licks that he's using, and there's like this harmonizing with the other guitar. Beautiful. It's just so entertaining. This bam, 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 I don't know, it's just so good. And I didn't know they were so big. It says here, during the early and mid 70s, Wishbone Ash were amongst England's most popular hard rock acts. I've never even, like, I didn't know that, for example. So that's great. They don't have as many monthly listeners anymore. It's about 200,000 here, but that's just the thing, when you're a 50-year-old band, or more. But this is great. I'm loving this. I love the solo. I loved all the interplay, the singing. The whole band just sounds phenomenal. Very, very cool. I love it. Let's continue. So I was gonna pause, and then I was like, oh my god, my ring is so shiny. As you guys know, we got married. We were already married, but we had our wedding. It was just beautiful. It was amazing. We're still gonna make a video about it, but we still have to make a video about the Yes, our Yes concert. So since Alexia was doing all this, pretty much without me knowing, it was a surprise. She was also not available for a lot of things, so the Yes video, that's like a month ago, but we will get there. So let's continue with The King Will Come. I also love the cover. Let's continue. I love the vibrato on the guitar, you know, like, oh, it's so good. You know, some players just don't have it, some do, and so there's so much good information about it, about this band. It says, although not intended as a concept album, the album is medieval themed to a good degree. Particularly on the second side, the album features a blend of progressive rock, folk, and hard rock, and is considered a landmark album in the progression of twin lead guitar harmonization. Exactly. See, I heard it. Later adopted by such bands as Thin Lizzy and Iron Maiden, the sound engineer on Argus was Martin Birch, who also worked with Deep Purple and later Black Sabbath. Iron Maiden and other hard rock bands. Iron Maiden and other hard rock bands. The bulk of the lyrics were provided by bassist, lead vocalist Martin Turner. Wow, cool. And then also it says here artwork. The album cover was designed by Storm Thorgerson. I think I know this person. Yeah, because I've seen Pink Floyd art, Led Zeppelin, Fish, Black Sabbath, Def Leppard, Alt Stewart. It says here, for many years it is rumored that the warrior is the main inspiration for the character design of Darth Vader in Star Wars. Andy Powell acknowledged this rumor, although he himself cannot confirm if it's true. Isn't that crazy? It looks a little bit like, yeah, it looks actually very much like the helmet from behind. Very, very cool. Wow. This was such a good track. Like the whole, like, that vibrato. I'm not gonna do it. I'm not gonna I was gonna play a little bit, but I don't want to interrupt it too much. We're gonna continue with the band Elder because it is a little bit, these songs are on the longer side and we're already at 17 minutes. We're gonna do Elder here. Illusory Motion. I think I'm pronouncing that correctly. Illusory. If not, hey, you know, it's all good. There you go. Wow, this is so good. So this is from 2019. Elder, the Gold and Silver sessions. This sounds fantastic. Also, this marathon was pretty much at the beginning. There were some like changes that occurred because BMAC had requested a song by David Gilmour, and since we reacted to the full album, I wanted, I was like, hey, we already listened to that. Would you like me to re-listen to it? But we decided to go with TAUK and also Camel in the end. So yeah, so this is a little bit, different, than the first inception of the marathon. But hey, what a great 2 tracks so far. I'm having a blast. This is such great music. This is I love this. It has a little bit of a psychedelic vibe, but not too much, like not too out there. It's more like, I love that it's harmonic and it's, you can enjoy it. It's not so like shock value psychedelic, like in the late 60s, where it was just like to kind of mess with you. This is almost like you can really relax and it is psychedelic, but in a way that it's too out there. I love just the uses of various delays, and it's beautiful. It's very like melodic. So yeah, let's continue with this. It's great. I went back like 30 seconds, so let's go. Very good, man. I love it because it has like this. I mean, it has a little bit of prog elements. It has a little bit of psychedelia. It is very entertaining. You know, it's like it reminds me almost like a little bit of Tool, but not as like intense because it has like these nice chord structures and it's all instrumental. There's no lyrics, so basically the music does all the moving, you know, in your brain, and you know your whatever you see when you listen to this music is produced by just their changes, and you know the way they elongate certain lines and chord progressions, and that's just the beauty of instrumental music. I just love it so much. You know, I if I could choose, if they would tell me you can only listen to instrumental music or you can only listen to music with lyrics, I would choose instrumental music because it's so, I don't know. I don't it It's so problematic as well, you know, with lyrics. Like for example, the best example I think that I can find is when we did Suzanne Vega, when we did Luca, and since both of us, Alexia and I, were both, we are so, you know, we pay so much attention to the music. We got so much flack for not paying attention to the lyrics because they're they're, I guess they are about, you know, child abuse, and which is horrible. And we're like, you know, smiling and stuff because we were like, because the music is very positive, which is kind of almost like a trick, because why would you play such happy music to something so depressive, you know? So it's kind of like, and we've dealt with that various times, you know, where the music is just so happy and you're like, well, I feel happy, you know. But the lyrics are all dark and depressive, and they're all like, you know, it's also what that also happened with Rush. So I rather go with, you know, instrumental music where I can make up my own story, you know, in the end, with the music. I don't know. It's just when I listen to Alan Holdsworth, I hear words literally. When he talks, expressions. Since I know what he felt like, what he was going through, what he was thinking, the music makes so much sense because he's so expressive with his playing that he almost, you know, forms words. But I guess that's when you listen to it like I do, like for hundreds of hours, you know. But this was great. This was just wonderful, fantastic. So I think this is also correct here. Melvin's Mind, what we're going to do from Equalizer. It says 2023. Maybe BMAC just chose something a little bit newer. I'll check just here real quick. And I also want to know where they're from. TAUK and an Equalizer. Oh, okay. It looks like they're okay. 2023. So yes. Doesn't say it's too much about the band. Let's see. It says about the tour. They're on tour right now. Okay. American 4-piece progressive rock fusion band from Oyster Bay, New York. So that's going to be interesting. Rock fusion. Sign me up, baby. Sign me up. All right. So here we go with Melvin's Mind from TAUK. There you go. Yeah. The bass. Wow, this is so good, man. This is like literally the music that I love. This reminds me a lot of Aldi Meola. Like his first, if you listen to his first 5 albums, that's what they sound like. A little bit, you know, more like, I guess this is like Aldi Meola light, I would say, because it's not so. Aldi Meola goes a little bit more out when it comes to, you know, speed and stuff, and but it's instrumental. It's, and it has that. This guy is obviously inspired by Aldi Meola, the guitar player. He has that same, you know, palm muting, you know, a staccato sound, and also the scales is very like, I don't know. I can try and do my best impression here, but I love it. It's really, really good. And then the bass, like doing its own thing, and the guitar is doing its own thing, but together it sounds fantastic. Really, really cool. I'm loving this. Really, really good. Let's see. I want to see. It doesn't say what record. It's. I think it's just like a lot of newer music has they make their own labels, you know, which is really cool. Yeah, this is wonderful. Let's keep going and we'll talk about it more. Yeah. No, what I was talking about is this. Like, let's see. Well, obviously, it doesn't sound the same with an acoustic because he's also such an acoustic player. But what the guy was doing, like this, like, he was not even in the lower register, you know, he was not playing any sound, but the. like that kind of deal, you know. But yeah, he was just keeping it up here, like. Like. I love it. So really, like, it sounded very Di Meola influenced the whole thing. Like, that's just the way he plays, you know. Let's see. Okay, so let's continue. So now I'm gonna pull up. We're gonna continue with Camel. I'm gonna play some Camel, and we're gonna play Sasquatch, Quash. I think Sasquatch. And sorry, and this is from 1982, and I love Camel. And then we're gonna pause for a bit, and I'm gonna pull up some, like something that I think might fit here, and also because all these record companies, I don't recognize them. Maybe some Porcupine Tree, because now I just found out that, oh wait, so some of the stuff, some of the Porcupine Tree is Warner Brothers, but some of it is Sony. Okay, I get it. All right. So yeah, we'll figure it out. So but here we go with Camel. Now this is unfortunately not on Spotify, so the quality might be a little less, you know, but it's YouTube. Here we go. Such good musicians. Wow. Wow, that was so good. I mean, just look at, I mean, Simon Phillips is on the drums here. This was so good. And we have Andy on the guitar, Latimer, I think, from the videos, and then David Patton on bass. Man, Anthony Phillips on the organ. So I think that, I don't know if that's Simon Phillips' brother. I think it is. Or maybe. Let me see. Oh no. That's early Genesis. Wow. He was on all the, like, he is on Trespass from Genesis to Revelation. Wow. But it doesn't say anything about being brothers. Not that I can see, like, very quickly. And I mean, there's a lot of people in the world that are called Phillips. Yeah, the original lead guitarist of the band Genesis. He left in the 1970 to start his own career. So yeah, beautiful. This was just wonderful. The whole thing, I mean, was just, it's so good. Camel has such a variety of styles as well, from instrumental to with lyrics, and just wonderful music. All right, so let's give me just one moment. All right, so I'm gonna follow BMAC's pattern here a little bit, going with the unknown, and I just pulled up like a playlist on Spotify which is Rush instrumentals. And since we're already listening to instrumental music, I mean, what better than Rush instrumental music? We're gonna go with, this is not too long, but also we already, been going for a while, so I don't want to make this too long. We're gonna do Malignant Narcissism by Rush. This is from 2007, from Snakes and Arrows, a album we haven't even touched. So I'm gonna send this to Alexia so she can listen to it, which I sent her all songs on this list so far, except the one on YouTube because it's not, but I sent her Wishbone, Elder, and the TAUK. I forgot to send her that one here, and I'm sending her the Rush song, and she can listen to this marathon on her own while she's driving. And okay, so yeah, let's do this. Let's listen to some Rush. And it's, the coolest thing is that I just found out that Rush is under Warner Brothers Roadrunner Records. Outside of Canada, they are being, handled by Roadrunner. So they're gonna save, if there's any trouble, this song will basically it's gonna be the one that we can dispute. So if it gets blocked, I don't think so. I don't think anything on this list would block the marathon, but if it does, we have Rush to save the day. So here we go with Malignant Narcissism. Let's see what they play. It's only 2 minutes and 17 seconds, but hey, it's a bonus. Here we go. Very cool. I wouldn't have guessed. I mean, now that since I knew it was Rush, I could, you know, hear it, but it doesn't sound like the Rush, that I know from, that we listened to from the 70s and 80s. But hey, this was very good. What I loved about it, it sounded almost like a theme song, And then what Alex was doing was very Alex Lifeson, very cool. Just what I love that he can, add a lot with his guitar playing without playing a solo. Just, layers of sounds. And then, of course, Neil Peart, he's always great. There's nothing you can say about him. They're all always perfect, honestly. But it was nice to listen to something different and, just give a little bit of rush to this instrumental marathon. So this was very, very good. I really enjoyed it. I must say that Wishbone Ash was just wonderful. Like I said, the technique on the guitar player, wonderful. And the whole thing, the whole thing. I guess that one did have lyrics, so it's not an instrumental marathon. But then Elder was just fantastic. Beautiful, like psychedelic, like I said, it reminded me of Tool, like where you get into this almost like we always call it you get into the zone where you're almost like meditative, you're in a meditative state. TAUK was wonderful. Reminded me a lot of Aldi Meola, in a very, very positive way. And then also Camel was just fantastic. Another side of Camel I didn't know, that they can be so instrumental and so. I've heard some instrumentals from Camel, but it's always surprising that they don't get more recognition, that they're not as big as Yes or Pink Floyd or Genesis. Like Camel is always like a little bit of an underdog, like Kansas. They don't get that recognition they deserve. I don't know, maybe because they came later, or I don't know, but only like 2-3 years later than all the other bands. But yeah, this was wonderful. Thank you again so much, BMAC. This was a wonderful marathon, a great experience. I hope everyone enjoyed this as much as I did, and let me know in the comment section, please. And of course, thank BMAC if you can, if you want to. I always love when you guys just thank each other, like, hey, this was a good marathon, thank you, I didn't know about this band, or what, thank you for putting it together. I think that's like the best thing to see in the comment section, what makes me the happiest. So thank you again so much, BMAC. Thanks everybody for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one.